very special guest here, Tyler Tolman, and he's live from LA right now. It's getting quite late over there, so we wanted to actually interview him about the food that we've been eating on this 30-day challenge.
I say that nobody can heal you. The only person that can heal you is yourself, and you have to give the body basically just what it needs to be able to do that. I've put together what's called a 30-day challenge to get people to eat this food and really try it, no matter whether you're overweight or underweight or diabetic or have cancer or whatever type of thing you got going on. This food can have a really profound effect as far as enhancing consciousness, enhancing your dreams. We have a lot of different experiences from people using this food, and I love hearing it all. I get phone calls every day from people calling me and talking to me about their experience. And typically it ends up being the first week they call me, they're having problems and it sucks and this and that. But, you know, they do okay, some people fall off. But the people that really stick with this program, typically by the third week, have tons of energy and feel really good and have a totally different outlook on life and food in general. They really start to crave fruits and vegetables and really start to get in tune with their body and the way that it operates and the things that it's truly craving. So it's a pretty cool experience, and thanks for having me on here and listening to me.
That's one thing that I've noticed though, just eating the abundance food and just going into a raw diet, the body just naturally shedding excess crap, basically.
Yeah. The body normalising or finding its own equilibrium with this sort of lifestyle.
But this food is really good for, you know, people on the run, because in today's society, like back in the day, they used to actually have it in little, what were they, Buffet things? Like little...
Yeah, they call it a Buffet. It was a little shoulder strap type purse that they would carry with them, and they'd sweep a daily amount into this little Buffet and go out into, you know, their daily life and constantly be snacking on food throughout the entire day.
Rather than having 3 big meals a day.
Yeah, I mean, we've been taught to eat 3 square meals a day, and I say 3 square meals a day equals round, which makes us big and fat.
It's true.
So we need to get back to snacking, for sure.
Yay!
Grazing.
Cool. Well, I think... Do you have any other questions?
No, well, I'm loving it. Like, and just, I think what Tyler's saying, the first week is always the hardest.
Because there's a 4-day colon cleanse as well in the 30-day challenge.
Yeah.
Which is designed to actually remove...
Oh yeah, maybe just say quickly a little bit about the colon cleanse, Tyler.
Yeah, well, I put the colon cleanse together based on, you know, other cleanses that I had done. I've tried quite a few, and I realized that I really like just having something that's kind of natural food-based. I think anytime you're trying to clean out the body, you should do eating food, not really taking herbs and popping pills and doing different things, because I feel like when you do that, you become kind of dependent on that stuff. But if you're eating the foods that have been used for thousands of years, flax and psyllium and oats and bentonite have been used for thousands of years from different cultures to clean out the digestive system. And when you put it together in the proper proportions, bentonite has a really good capacity to really leach toxins out of the body, pesticides and herbicides, and leach heavy toxic metals and different things out of the body through the colon, and it binds with the fiber of psyllium and flax and the oats, and that really creates the roughage to eliminate the mucosal lining. We naturally, if we all ate a raw food diet only, we would naturally slough off this mucosal lining that we have every 48 to 72 hours, but when we're eating a diet with cooked foods and other things that the body really doesn't recognize, this mucosal lining builds up, and over time and distance it gets thick, it gets hard, it makes it really tough to absorb nutrition from the food that you are getting, and it just can create problems with energy, problems with all kinds of different things. I literally believe that just about every disease known to man comes back to the colon and what you're eating. So flaxseed, you know, it has a lot of nutrition in it, so you should have energy and be getting good nutrition. Oats also have a lot of really good nutrition. They're really good for depression. They're really good for just cleaning out the bowels and everything else. So I put it together in a way that was kind of like being able to eat it, kind of like an oatmeal like Rochelle does. Or you can add more water and drink it like Teresa does. Either way it works. I personally like to make it into like a food so it feels like I'm eating. But within 4 days, you can literally clean so much stuff out of the body and get back to a state of health pretty quick with cleaning that out and then getting right onto this type of food, which has such a wide variety, 28 different ingredients of pretty much superfoods, that if you really get into each single one and look at them and look at all the vitamins, nutrients, minerals, and the things that they target and the things they do in the body, it's a really profound wisdom that we've rediscovered here with this food. So when I talked about the first week, like the 4-day colon cleanse can be tough for some people. I've noticed it's usually the toughest for women. Usually guys get through it pretty easy and girls are a little bit tougher. So maybe we'll develop another system for girls doing it, maybe taking a little more time or doing it a little differently. But I would say that even this first 7 days of just eating the abundance food can be kind of tough. But if you stick it out and do it, you won't regret it.
Yay! And for people that say, like us, we're not just doing pulse and water or abundance and water, what would you recommend for people out there that want to actually eat some raw foods while during that first 7 days, to try and get them through that first 7 days? What would you recommend for people to use so it isn't so drastic, it isn't so full on for them maybe?
Yeah, well, I like to say that this is, for some people, like a 30-day raw food diet. Yeah. Obviously, if you can stick to this type of food and just eat a small amount throughout the day and drink water, that's optimal. But, if you really feel like you need something else, I would say eat, like, apples are really good, different types of fruit. But if you can stick to kind of some basics, like if you really just feel like you're falling off, eat an apple. If you really feel like you need something else, then prepare a small, like, raw salad. Get some spinach, some kale, throw in some avocado, tomato, extra virgin olive oil, salt, and lemon. But don't eat a lot, keep it to a minimum. And just realize that this is a very cleansing process. But if you need to do something like that, that's great. Like, do that. Don't totally fall off the wagon and go do something else. And I like the fact of eating just this food, and you can cheat by having a little bit of raw food. Yeah. Instead of telling people, like, this is a 30-day challenge of just doing raw foods, because then they're going to cheat and go eat some cooked food. Yeah. So mainly just try to eat this food and you'll have tons of energy, but especially the first week, we're just so used to having a variety of foods in our life that if you need to have some other things, do it. But you will notice by week 2 and the end of the second week that you really feel satisfied, you have energy, you're really not hungry, you feel great. And, if you want to cheat occasionally with something little raw goodness, go for it.
Yeah.
That's what life is about, loving, experiencing joy. And, if you can get through this process, hopefully the whole reason behind this is to change people's lifestyles. That's the name of our website, is Conscious Lifestyler, and it's getting people more conscious about your lifestyle, because so many people do all kinds of different diets all the time, and they might lose some weight, they might feel great temporarily, but unless we change our actual lifestyle, you're never going to get there. So true health comes of a lifestyle that is basically self-care through the foods we're eating, the stuff we're doing.
Love it.
Yay. And we've been having green smoothies in the morning, which has been...
Greens, yeah. I find I do really, really well if I've got a high intake of greens, like wheatgrass for me. If I have a big shot of wheatgrass every day, my energy is just so much more stable.
And then just snacking on the food throughout the day is awesome.
Yeah.
So Tyler is actually, you can go to Tyler Tolman, that's Tyler, Tolman, Tolman.com, and he has a weekly webinar on Wednesday at 7 o'clock LA time, so that's 12 o'clock here in Australia on the East Coast, and you could just check your local time zone, but check that out every Wednesday.
Yep, if you want more of this kind of information, we'll put up a link so you guys can register for the webinar. It's very, very cool. Lots of fun.
Thank you, Tyler!
Thank you, Tyler!
Yay!
High five!
Bye, ladies.